not the leader of a cult. RabbitWithAxe.
Greetings demons and welcome to another tournament bullshittery video. It's been a very long time since I've done this, and essentially this is just where I jump into tournaments and bullshit to get the free prizes. So essentially this is the PlayStation Cup, it's PlayStation exclusive with PS4 and PS5, and with it you get a wrap if you get 8 points. So the focus is getting those 8 points. I'm not really too fussed about doing any more than that. Though mind you, I'm very tempted to London Vader. I'm not going to though. I think... When it comes to this map, I haven't yet to do a tournament bullshittery, whatever, so... I'm not completely sure what's best to do. I think going John Wick House, or whichever one this is, might be a good shout just for some like early loot and a decent hiding spot for early game. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so some other people are landing around here. I might actually not go there just because I don't want to risk that. This is a solo tournament, so I don't have to worry about teams or anything, and obviously I'm on my own because of that, but yeah, hopefully I should be fine. Ooh, wheels might actually be useful if I can get a car, like a whiplash. Upgrade it with the tyres and the cow crusher, whatever it's called. That might be useful. Right now it's just like a case of like looting up early game, having something so I can defend myself and protect myself and everything. And yeah, after that point, oh, we have armoured walls. And a green combat SMG. I don't like the combat SMG, but it is better than the striker, whatever it's called. So we'll take it. Oh, actually, no. I'm taking a green striker over a green, is it striker? Stinger, sorry. Yeah, okay. Right, let's get some shield on, and I'm gonna loot this house, I guess. So yeah, when it came to loot, there wasn't really much there. I have a shotgun now, though, so that's something. I've given up on the tire idea. Like, the whole, like, getting a vehicle thing, it's a decent idea, but it's not necessarily guaranteed to work. I will definitely take a hammer over a scout or whatever it's called. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. Right now, I'm not completely sure what the best tactic is, because obviously in previous bullshittery videos, I've just shown the tactic of just sitting in a bush, sitting in a tree, whatever, stuff like that. That stuff works this season, don't get me wrong, and like, it is perfectly reasonable to do that. I just kind of want to see, like, if there's, like, you know, if you can just avoid players, like, is that a better strategy for actually still getting, you know, XP and stuff? Because obviously you're not getting any XP if you're just camping around. I will take the 2-shot. Do I take the shield keg? I've got splashes, I don't really need it. But I would also, just as a note, definitely, if you're wanting to do something like this, suggest having a lot of health items and just like 2 weapons that you're like a fan of. So it's like in my case, I've got the hammer and a 2-shot shotgun. Like if you're not a fan of the shotguns this season or whatever, you might want to go with something else. A 2-shot again, yeah, it is. But yeah, I'd always suggest having a med mist, some sort of solid shield, so whether that be, you know, from fish or from shield pots or whatever else, and the splashes or shield kegs, depending on what you're wanting to carry. Because you want something that's like going to quickly get you up in shield and in health, and then you need something that's just a bit more general, like movement based. In this case, med mist kind of fills movement and the quick healing, so it's pretty good. I quite like med mist. But yeah, just make sure you're looting up plenty. Make sure like you can get as good a loot as you can. I would always suggest sticking with things that you're more confident with, because if you do get into a fight, you want to be able to do well. Which is why like I'm still using a grey hammer. You know, it's just, you know, play how you're comfortable, obviously. But I definitely suggest if you're not wanting to do anything more than just get the basic reward for the 8 points or whatever. Yeah, just keep it basic, keep it simple. Make sure that your items are more about movement and healing than anything else. Like a sniper or a DMR or whatever in the season, very useful if you're wanting to scout out. But if you have a keen eye, and I mean on PlayStation or PS4 especially, the drone distance isn't great. But you know, I can see pretty far out whether there's enemies in the distance or anything. Like I can try and avoid them. It's like, it's not unreasonable. of course, something that I would always suggest is having audio visualization. I'm not going to attack them, I'm not going to attack them either. They are healing close to me though, so I'm going to move a little bit towards them. But yeah, having audio visualization, very useful for avoiding people. You can basically tell exactly where any sound's coming from. It also helps for looting, which is the main reason I have it on. Just because I like to know where chests are a bit easier. Because it doesn't help that much, but it's like, it is definitely an advantage if you're like a more mid-lane player like I am. Because I don't play tournaments, I don't play competitive or anything. So having the advantage of having the overlay for the audio, very useful to me. And at the end of the day, like, a key thing to remember is you're not wanting to get into fights. Your main strategy when it comes to just getting 8 points to be able to get your reward is less so that you need to, you know, progress through, like, really quickly. You can do this in 2 or 3 matches very comfortably, you know, where you die pretty early on still. And, you know, how I'm doing it, I could probably get all 8 points just in this match. And that's by just surviving. Just outliving your opponents, just making sure that you're not getting into engagements that you can't win at the very least. And generally just, you know, being careful about it. Like, I would never be this careful in a normal match. But because my entire point right now, is that I need to be... That's fun. Need to be surviving. It's one of those things. And obviously, I got caught off guard there. Didn't expect that person. It happens, you know, you're never gonna be perfect every match, but the point is, you can get into another one. We're already 5 points in, so, you know, 3 more points, and we are there at the reward tier. So we're in the second match, and you may have noticed, just as I died, it did come up saying that I had a low battery, so that is something that is just generally worth advising in general, especially on PlayStation. Make sure you have a cable nearby. I didn't, and I've had to spend the last 5 minutes trying to dig one out of a box, but... you know, it is what it is. I'm an Xbox player, or an Xbox controller user, should I say, so I don't have to worry about rechargeable controllers because I just have some rechargeable batteries on the side at all times. It's just something I don't really think about with PlayStation because I don't use it, and yeah, there was a point I was thinking I wasn't going to be able to actually recharge my controller because the cable wasn't working, but yeah, we have fun. We have fun. It's been about like 10 minutes since the last match. But yeah, we've got 3 more points to get to be able to get the reward. And yeah, I think we're just going to land somewhere generally in this area. I'm not really too confident where, but this is a really good tactic for just, you know, staying out of the way when you only need a few more points. Just land somewhere that has a building, but isn't like a location, if that makes sense. So obviously if you land there, the western area, or if you land there at the butter barn, like, those are places that are likely to have other people. But if you just land at this little house off to the side, chances are no one's going to bother you. You can stay here for a while. It's probably not going to be in the circle, but you are going to be able to stay here for a little bit while you wait for the circle to move in. And it just gives you a little hiding spot with a little bit of loot that you can just stay for a bit. Hey, look, I'm full, guys. I can't wait for this not to actually make any sense because the meme will have already gone, but if you know, you know. But yeah, like, I've just looted. I got a little bit of shield, a gun, well, 2 guns in fact, shotgun and a AR, and then it's just time for me to move on. Like, I've looted that place. I could stay there. It's in circle actually, so that's even better. But I think, you know, I'm better off getting a bit more shield, a bit more ammo maybe, just so if someone attacks me, I'm going to be in a better position, especially in a mode like this where it's actually got building. I don't build that much, but I do appreciate having some materials in. So even though I'm not going to really do any harvesting, it is good to just wander around a little bit, collect a little bit of material, and hopefully you have a decent chance if you're in a building fight later. Oh, where am I getting shot from? Oh no. And at that point, you run. Because at the end of the day, you're not looking for fights, you're not trying to have any sort of conflict, you just want to survive for as long as possible. So, run. Always run. Try and find a river. Rivers going the right way are always a good way of getting away just because you get to move. And just like that, top 50, we're 1 point off. It's pretty easy to just get away from the person that was shooting me. And yeah, do a little bit of healing maybe. And then, you know, hiding away again. That's really how it has to be. And obviously once I get to 8, I can then go and try and find some kills to get and some... you know, whatever else, maybe even complete some challenges, because you can do that in tournaments. I don't think I really have any to do right now, but yeah, when it comes to tournaments, like once you've completed your personal goal, whether that be the 8 points or whether that be getting a few 100 points so that you can actually have a chance of winning, you know, once you get to that point, you can kind of just be calm about it and just kind of, you know, use a lot of the same tactics but be a bit more aggressive with it, which I think is a really nice thing about these sort of tactics. And just like that, as we're breaking the slurp barrels, I'm now on 8 points. So at this point, it doesn't really matter what I do. I can go and push people, I can go to some high population areas, maybe like Tilted Towers, or I can continue to hide away, maybe get some more points, and, you know, give myself a better chance of being high enough on the leaderboard to progress. Which, yeah, is not something that I'm overly interested in, so I'm probably just going to, you know, push towards Rocky Reels or something and just hope that there's people there to fight, maybe get some kills, maybe not, but in any case, just kind of end the match here for me. So there we go, 9 points already, so I'm past the point that I needed to be at. Obviously, you don't get your reward until after the tournament ends in your region that you played it in, which is something that I always find confusing, why they don't just auto-reward it once you get those points. But at the same time, it just makes sense to me why they would delay it like that, and you know, that is when the results come in, so it does actually make a lot of sense to do it like that. But just, it's always been one of the things I've looked at it as like, that's a bit weird, I don't know. There was a bird over here. There's also a person there. Yeah, I'm a terrible shot on PlayStation especially. Right, let's go harass this player. Where'd they go? Are they in here? Oh, hello. And just like that, I'm dead to a beast boy. And yeah, that is really all I needed to do. So yeah, let's just quickly go back to the menu, double check that we are actually on enough points. Obviously I can see it there that it says 9 points, but it's always worth just double checking in the lobby, because sometimes there are little glitches. It's a bit of a weird system how the tournaments work, and sometimes points just don't count, sometimes they do, it's hard to say. But yeah, we'll just load out real quick, and yeah, 9 points, PlayStation Cup. Still 2 hours 22 minutes left, so you know, if I really wanted to, I could play the next 8 matches and get more points, but I'm not going to get enough points to be able to, you know, perform well enough to actually get through to the second round, so I'm not really that bothered. But in any case, that's going to be it for this episode of Tournament Bullshittery. If you enjoyed, make sure to like it, subscribe if you're new on here, and ring that bell so you never miss an upload. Otherwise, it's going to be it from me, and yeah, bye!
Look at the screen, you'll be fine. Culture's a disease, but worlds divide. I just wanna take